How that's going over in Athens. We're live on the scene with an explanation. And a growing number of Americans getting ready for Doomsday. You think that's crazy? Right after the break, spend a couple of minutes listening to our next guest and see what you think then. Well, you may have your car, lawnmower, and the family junk stuffed in your garage, but for one Arizona man, it is the staging area for Doomsday. And he is not the only one. The supplies and tools he needs to survive the apocalypse, whichever way it may come.
It's a passion. Work together. Come on. Good job. Good job. We've probably spent anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 on all the prepping supplies that we have. We got to get this stuff loaded up. Anybody that doesn't take their own self-preservation to heart is doomed for failure. I refuse to be a victim. My major concern is an electromagnetic pulse, or EMP. An EMP attack can happen without us even knowing or feeling it.
An EMP is a surge of electrical energy that has the power to wipe out every electrical appliance in its path. If a nuclear bomb was detonated high in the atmosphere over the central United States, it would likely cause a nationwide EMP.
Russia, China, North Korea, they all have the technology for an EMP. Our society is based on electricity, and if an EMP goes off, we have no more electricity.
That's Tim Ralston, one of the folks featured on Nat Geo's Doomsday Preppers, and he's my guest now. Tim, welcome. All right, so I confess you've got us a little freaked out here watching your own predictions. There's a piece that talks about this as apocalypticism, as though it's a type of disorder from which you suffer. Would you take issue with that?
I would. I think that that's a sensationalized word, but I think the word prepper is just a little bit calmed down in regards to survivalists. It's really just average Americans taking their own survival in their own hands. It's kind of taking what FEMA is out there preaching to us, that we have to have 3 to 7 days worth of resources to protect our family from whatever crisis is out there, whether it's an EMP or it's just a natural disaster. The prepping movement has really grown, and it's people just trying to empower themselves, I think.
What do you make of, the vast majority of Americans, millions and millions of people who are not doing anything to prep for Doomsday?
I think it's really irresponsible. I'm a father of 3 kids, and the last thing I can even imagine is looking in their eyes, if a disaster happened, whether it be something like Katrina that everyone can kind of wrap their arms around, because it's happened. People tend to have a normalcy bias where they think, oh, it'll never happen to me, and if it does, it won't be that bad. But if your kids are there depending on you as, the guy who makes the decisions in the family, and you are not there to help them out, I think that's just really irresponsible. So now, I think it's up to the parents to step up. At
first it sounded, like some of this stuff was a good idea, having some canned goods, having some water and so on. And then they told me about the Crovel that you've invented, which is a 13 survival tool in one. And it's been rated a, quote, #1 zombie killer. And that's where you lost me, Tim. Are you off there in Looney Land worrying about zombies coming in and killing us?
You and my wife are in the same boat. She doesn't get the whole zombie movement, nor do I, but it sells Crovels. I really designed it for the campers and the survivalists that are out there. It allows you to combine a lot of tools. So if you're having to carry a lot of stuff out in the woods to go camping, it lightens your load. And I really made it, another reason too, is I've listened to, everyone say we're losing jobs. So I started a tool company that makes the Crovel now. We employ 400 workers this is made in America. I tried to bring some jobs back to the United States, and it's my little way of helping out.
Now, not only do you have the Crovel, so thank you for the pronunciation on that, but you involve your boys in this. You mentioned your children, and I understand when you were filming the Nat Geo episode, did you shoot your thumb off?
Actually, it's not off. It's a midget digit now. I had a tremendous malfunction with a new with a brand new weapon. Can you see it? It's really tiny now. I can move it still.
Digit. Oh,
yeah, it's a little midget digit, but it's okay. okay. It's and that's the prepper's mindset, is being able to look past those things and you know, be able to keep moving forward and survive. It's, you know, it's that will to survive. Yeah, it was a bad accident. I'm just glad it happened to me and not my kid. But you know, it's Murphy's Law. You never know what's going to happen.
So just
but you're prepared for it.
In addition to the Croval, what else do you have in general to prepare? Because you say it's for any disaster. It's not necessarily just the EMP.
Exactly. It's for a power outage. You know, we have our website that basically have everything from, you know, solar power generators to water filtration systems, just about everything you would need. You know, you cover the basics of life: food, water, shelter, protection. If you can cover those bases, no matter how big or small. I mean, the Prepper Show tends to get the people that are taking it, you know, to the very edge. But I think every American should take it even, you know, a little bit. They got to take a little bit of action to, you know, to look after their own. I
got to go, but quickly, how long could you survive without food, water, and so on? How much do you have to get by on?
You know, I'm preparing for at least a year to 2 years if I had to. But it's, you know, that's the worst. Wow. And I'm hoping for the best.
Tim, thank you. Hope you feel better. Thank you, my friend.
Hey, thanks. I'm good. Thanks.